so it's 2024. Why are we doing rolling blackouts? They predicted that this would be the worst winter ever, and it has been. We saw Texas a few years ago. They had blackouts because they were using that wind power. Their wind panels were frozen with ice. So they started doing blackouts and people were dying. Why aren't we in 2024 not equipped for the winter? Winter comes every year. It's winter, spring, summer, and fall. Winter is coming. We have so many people. They know how many people they have on the power grid. Why aren't these systems prepared for the unusual? Because we know the unusual happens. Anything could happen. Why aren't we prepared for the winter time? That's one. Everyone should be at least having a backup power source, some batteries, a backup heat source, some propane, kerosene, some type of heat source, some wood chopped up, a wood stove. It's 2024. Like, they should have rolling chimneys that can hook up to your window. Like they have these window they have window air conditioners. Why don't we have window fireplaces so you can start burning things? There is no reason you should freeze to death in a winter that we know is coming. We are supposed to be preparing for the winter in the spring and the fall. I don't understand why people aren't prepared. And then why our governments that we pay all this money for taxes, why they aren't prepared. Where are those trucks that's giving out propane? They have propane fire logs. You just drill a simple hole through the house and you can hook up a propane, seal it up with some type of sealant, and they can have instant heat. There is no reason people should be dying. If they're going to do rolling blackouts, they should make sure that everybody has a second heating source, an emergency heating source, not just leave these people to die. That does not make sense to me unless you are wanting people to die, because that's what happens. An 11-year-old freezes to death. He's outside playing in the snow. He gets back in the house after playing and having so much fun in snow. He dies because his heat is off and he can't recover his body heat at 11 years old. That makes no sense and it hurts. Why aren't we, even if the government don't care, as citizens, getting these things done? I have been looking for the small little I have propane as emergency heat. I have two Mr. Buddies as emergency heat, and I also have the fire logs as emergency heat. I went outside with my emergency heat for my fire logs, and the propane line was frozen, so I couldn't turn it on. But I did have a second source of emergency heat. So everyone individually should be prepared for the winter. But what about the 80 years old who they can't even walk outside and even think, you know what I'm saying? Their mental capacity. There should be emergency people in place to make sure you hire them, and they should be decked out in some fireman gear or something, knock on these people's door and provide some type of emergency heat. You just don't leave these people without heating, knowing that's what you need to survive. It makes no sense. And this should be the last year ever that it happens. With these rolling, and they don't even tell you the light's going to be out. They just turn them out. Give them a day to prepare. Send your propane people out to the neighborhood that you're going to roll out, so they'll have at least an option to get some type of emergency heat before you just leave them out in the cold, literally.